No, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I did not
Okay,
notice.
okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Hello,
Now you're live.
hello. Greeting. I am Dr. Parvez Akhtar, Department of Civil Engineering, Manipal University. A very warm welcome to all participants and attendees, and heartfelt gratitude to our speaker guest, Mr. Fraziba, Chief Manager HR, Power Grid Corporation, India, Faridabad, Professor Bhavna Tripathi, ma'am, Director, School of Civil and Chemical Engineering, HOD, ma'am, Meena Kumari Sharma, and all participants and faculty member on attending the virtual talk on reinventing career goals in times of COVID-19. It is indeed a topic that needs special focus in this prevailing pandemic situation. I am hopeful that participants will get much professional insight into the persisting impasse on the situation and seek possible solution for a more prospective future scenario. We are sorry that 5 minutes we were late because of some technical problem. However, now it's continued. So thank you very much for listening. Before the talk, let me introduce first Mr. Fred Ziba. Briefly, Mr. Fred Ziba, he is a senior scale HR professional with more than 10 years of experience in the power sector. Presently, she is working with Power Grid Corporation of India Limited, a Maharatna PSU, as a chief manager HR and posted at Northern Region 1 headquarters located at Faridabad, New Delhi. She is an MBHR alumnus from AMU and knowledge management expert from IIM Lucknow and Center for Organization Development COD Hyderabad. She is being in the HR team of Central Transmission Utility of the country that itself is challenging and exciting assignment. The employees are spread across various substations, transmission lines, construction and operation and maintenance across Pan India. The major challenge lie in the handling employees posted at site. She is actively involved in designing, delivering, and evaluating training needs, modules, and feedback of the employees in Power Grid, actively associated with engaging newly joined trainees in Power Grid with their induction program. She has been associated with the HRD team of Power Grid in designing course module, delivering lecture, and post-training assessment of various training programs conducted on regular basis in the company. Actually, I had requested Director Ma'am, our School of Civil and Chemical Engineering, Manipal University, Dr. Bhavna Ma'am, to spare some time to share thoughts and vision of our university with relation to present COVID situation. She readily agreed, and I'm grateful to her for her constant support. See, so before commencement of Mrs. Ziba's talk, I would like to call upon Dr. Bhavna Ma'am to share a few words on the topic. That will be followed by delivery of 1 hour talk by Ms. Ziba and will subsequently be followed by 5 minutes question and answer session. Followed by vote of thanks, participants are requested to be prepared for queries and put in the question box with email ID. It will be sorted out and moderated, and Ziba may satisfy queries most relevant to the topic itself. So over to Dr. Bhavna Ma'am, Director SCE. I'm just giving next to the Bhavna Ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
You can start.
Good afternoon. Thanks, Dr. Parvez, and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this session on reinventing career goals in times of COVID-19, which will be very useful for all students who are appraising themselves to be a professional, and all other participants around the globe also, because we all are struggling to redefine and continuously upgrade our skills. Today, all of us are facing the most challenging period for the humankind. Yes, I'm talking about the global COVID-19 pandemic, and which has affected every one of us. Besides threat to human health and life, it has also implicated in financial and occupational losses, which we are going to cover in today's talk. Many have lost their jobs. Many are struggling to start their careers. To emphasize on this, our final year students who had to join uh, this year are waiting for their joinings. Many of them have joined online also. However, there have been many challenges which were not known earlier. And yet many others are trying to cope up and compensate their losses, which were already there in the profession and who were carrying out their business. We hope that the situation improves soon. At this juncture, it is important to be optimistic. So every one of you, I request that, dear friends, please be optimistic. Review your career goals because it is very much required to continuously upgrade and if necessary, then redefine them. At the same time, this exercise during this exercise it will be helpful if we get to know the current scenario, if we get to know the job opportunities, and most importantly if we get to know the HR's purview on the situation and how to tackle these issues. I am very delighted to invite Ms. Farah Zeba to share her vast experience, her valuable guidance to our participants. And without taking much time, I will hand over the platform to Ms. Zeba. Dr. Parvez, could you please switch
Okay.
on?
Yeah. Okay.
Thank
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your visionary thoughts over the topic. Now I'd like to call upon Ms. Zeba to deliver her part of the lecture.
Hello everyone, a very good afternoon to everyone. First of all, let me thank Dr. Parvez because it was his initiative. It was his initiative to start on a topic like this, and he approached me that if you can tell the students about the HR perspective of how the scenario is changing with this pandemic hitting us hard. So, and thank you, Dr. Bhavna. Thank you very much for introducing me and for giving me an opportunity to interact with the students of Manipal University. So I'll begin my lecture. Dr. Parvez, I'm not able to see the participants. Can you tell me?
I guess I'm seeing it. 76 participants are just landed here. I don't know. I mean whether it's there with you or not.
A very good afternoon to all of you, all the participants. So I'll start my lecture, but before that, I just want to give a brief about myself. Already, Dr. Parvez has told you that I'm working as Chief Manager HR in Power Grid Corporation. And if you might be aware about the company, it is a central transmission utility as of now of India, and we are into transmission, basically power transmission. Bulk power transmission is our major area of work. So, and I'm looking after the HR function of Power Grid Corporation. So my topic today, which I chose to speak on, is reinventing your careers in times of COVID-19. So reinventing your career goals. Now, this is the most appropriate topic for the students who are presently, who are going to start their career. So let's start with the presentation. And while the presentation is going on, I'll just take a few survey from the students. So I'll be getting a brief profile of the students as well, students or the participants. So I'll just share my presentation. Just give me a few minutes. Dr. Parvez, please let me know if it is visible.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just making it live.
Okay.
But I don't know the risk.
We can take response from few of the participants.
Okay. We'll be.
Is it visible to everyone, all the participants?
Yes, this is visible, right?
Okay.
Now it's visible.
So let me start. So because since all of you are in the beginning of the career, most of you, I don't know the profile of the participants. So before I take the profile of the participants, let me just take a quick, I'll just take a quick survey. Just a second. Okay, so I want all the participants to go to, if you have a mobile, if you are watching this presentation on your mobile, then you can use an alternate device. Or if you're watching on your laptop, then just use your mobile and go to menti.com. Type on your browser, type www.menti.com and use this code 8716561.
Just
Use your mobile, because I want to keep this session interactive, and just one-way communication is not, I mean, it will not motivate neither me nor the participants. So I want to keep it an interactive session. So I want response from you.
Ma'am, what is the code? 877?
8716561. It's right up there on the screen.
6565. 87165. Yes, I want to publish it, so it will be there. It has already been published, right?
Menti.com.
87165. Mentees.com.
Menti.com. MENTI. It's written here. www.menti.com.
Okay.
And 8716561.
8716561. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
871.
You will get this screen.
561.
Yeah, I'm getting the responses. You can see on the screen, I'm getting the responses.
Okay.
Somebody has written great. More responses I want from the people.
871.
8716561.
Okay,
you will
it's all right.
I've
already published it.
I'll wait for responses. Great, one response I've got.
Okay.
Looking forward. Okay, amazing, full of energy. Looking forward to this lecture. So I just want to know, ki after a post-lunch session, are you feeling bored or you are feeling sleepy? Just wanted to keep it interactive. Okay, so fine. I think most of the people are accessing it through the mobile, so they might not be able to. That is okay, fine. Let us continue. Now, I just want this from your branch of study. Again, you have to use the same code and you have to tell me about the branch of your study. Candidates.
They are mostly from civil. And
somebody has written code, but you have to mention the branch of study.
So branch of study is civil. You can take it as a civil, right? And I'll be giving you.
All right, let's continue with our presentation then. All right, thank you very much. So let's begin with our presentation. So since we are talking about young people, so one person comes to my mind, and it is somebody who has said, today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine. And any guesses who can this person be? One of the most successful person who is a businessman and the most successful person. I'll just tell you, it's Jack Ma, Alibaba CEO. He said this, and he has some very interesting guidelines for the young people. How young people change the work culture, how young people make it more dynamic, how young people can explore new options. So Dr. Parvez, if it is okay, can I share a video with the people?
Yeah, you can share.
Yeah.
The way you should share.
I'll just share a video with you all. It is one of the Jack Ma's very interesting video. Just watch it.
Yeah, it's coming. But there is no sound as such.
Pardon?
Sound is not there.
Not Can you hear it?
You have to make it audio mode. Get the sound.
Are you not able to hear the video?
Yeah.
Are you able to hear the video?
No.
It was not audible.
Not audible, because you have just changed. You have to change the speaker mode, right? From mic to video. Sorry.
Okay. Then we'll just continue with the presentation. Not a problem.
Secret.
Okay. All right. So I'll just give a gist of what Alibaba was trying, what he was trying to do. Jack Ma was trying to say in that. So he has a very good advice for the people. Be a good student under 20. When you are under 20 years of age, be a good student. When you are in the 20 to 30 years of age, follow a good boss, not a good company. His focus is, if you want to make a career, you have to follow a good boss. Don't go about very big companies, because big companies cannot give you that opportunity which you will get in a small company. Then work for yourself. 30 to 40 years of age, just explore. You have learned enough so that now you can explore your own self. So work for yourself. Try something which you will do, which makes you happy, which try to follow your own dreams. 40 to 50 years of age, focus on the things you are good at. Then 50 to 60, work for or invest in young people. Now that is the age when you need to train young people. All those who, now you are in the shoes of a good boss. So in that age group, you have to develop young people in the age of 20 to 30. Now, when you are over 60, spend entire time for yourself. So this is what is the advice of Jack Ma to the young generation today. I started with this because I didn't wanted to have because of the pandemic, COVID and all. We are so negative in our thought, but we should start with a positive note. What are all the positive things available for us, which will just decline the negativity, and then we can move ahead in our career, or we can think about avenues where we can build our career in a different perspective. We should not think about COVID as a deciding factor that we are not able to make the career right now. So let me begin forward. So all of you are the class of 2020. So
Yeah.
what is the option for you? See, the mask is there on you. You are a graduate with a mask. So you are the class of 2020 because you are the class when the pandemic has hit us hard. Definitely it is a time of recession. So we are all worried. So is what career options are available for us? Because nobody there is so much changes going on in the companies. There's so much changes going on in the education sector. We from regular classes we have been shifting to online module. So just don't worry, I just wanted to tell you that, because since you are changing, you are adapting, similarly the companies or the industries are also adapting. Let's move forward. So welcome the class of 2020. Because briefly Dr. Parvez has told me that most of you are from the first year, second year and final year of your engineering, and I would like to tell you that this is the time when you have lots of opportunities available for you. We'll just explore further in our presentation. See, so we are called Gen Z. Okay, all those who are born between 1995 to 2020 are called Gen Z. Why they are called Gen Z? Because you are born with a mobile in your hand. You are born with technology in your hand. You are also called I generation, Gen Tech, Gen Y2, Homeland generation, post millennials, Zoomers, etc. Because just before this were the millennials. So all those who are born in this years, they are the people who are Gen Z. So they are succeeding millennials and they are preceding generation alpha. So the next generation which will come is generation alpha. Gen Z has the maximum potential because they are the one who have got technology on their fingertips. They can do anything with the help of technology. They can learn anything with the help of technology. They are comfortable with internet and social media. They have lots of digital platforms available. They are first digital natives with information at their fingertips. They are abstemious and risk averse. Okay, this is one of the problem of Gen Z. They don't want to take risk. So we have to get over this. We have to be risk. We have to take risk. We can't be risk averse at this particular stage. They are anxious and depressed, obviously, because why? Because they are too much into technology. That is also a negative aspect. There is always a positive and a negative side of anything, and technology has, lots of positive and negative aspects. So we need to identify ourselves. We need to identify ourselves in these parameters and see which one to adopt and which one to drop. So let's move forward. Let me just tell you about a survey on higher education every year which is done in India, and this is the 2018-19 outcome. So what happens every year in India is 63 million graduates every year they are graduating. 8.4 million engineering graduates every year. 2.2 million medical graduates every year. And rest are divided in arts, science, commerce fields. Average age of an Indian is 29 years. This is just a survey of 18-19 because we want to see where we stand in this scenario. Where do we stand? We have to look ourselves in that perspective. 54% of population is below the years of 25 years of age. Okay, premier institutes. So we have to assess ourselves with premier institutes. What is the placement scenario in premier institutes? Their placements have been completed in February 2020. So the small town institutes or the small institutions just after the premier institutes like the IIM and the IITs, they have still to explore the placement opportunities. Problem with graduates from the heart of town. So this is the problem. Basically, this is a survey. Now we will find out where do we stand in this type of survey. You can just imagine how many graduates are graduating every year from in India and how the placement scenario is there. You can very well assess yourself. So what is the option for you? Either you sulk or you grab this opportunity. So this is the right time to think about, will I wear a mask? And will I wear the graduation cap and will I sulk or cry? No. Or will I find an opportunity to make this, to just find the right thing for me to do? Don't see, if you are an engineer, that doesn't mean you just need to do only engineering. There are so many avenues available for you. Just like I said, you are Generation Z, so you can do anything. So I'll move forward now. So what are the things available to you? First of all, you have to map the trends. What is the trend right now? What is the most required, most happening thing going on around the globe? So you have to map those trends and just ride on the right trend. So let's see, identify which one to ride on. Be sure to add technology. Whatever is the trend you want to ride on, always mask it with the technology. Always have a backup of technology. So it has broadly the technology areas have been divided into two parts. One is the basic technology. Basic is essential commodities, services. See, technology can also be added into two different categories. Basic is all those technology which already exists in the industries which already using the technology, like in essential commodities, health, medical, pharmaceuticals. These are established technology industries. What is the future? Future holds for big things like AI, artificial intelligence, IoT, big data, data analytics, machine learning, nanotechnology, design thinking, system thinking, esports, fraud, cybercrime. So these are the areas where you can find an opportunity. You don't think about the basic thing now. You can think about the future, because whatever is basic will get obsolete. Whatever is the future, if you try to make your career in future technology, if you learn something new in the future, so that will definitely benefit you in a long way in making your career. So let's move forward. Second thing, first thing was map the trends. You write on the right trend which you think is most suitable for you. Second is volunteer. Volunteer how? Increase your networking. You are Gen Z. You are the people with social media. You are so much into social media. So why not use it for the right purpose? So networking is the most important thing. Networking with your family, alumni, friends, social networks. This is very important because this will help you in riding the right trend. This they will guide you in the, just like Jack Ma has said, somebody is always there to guide you, somebody is always there to mentor you, but you just need to volunteer yourself, make yourself available to them. Don't just use social networking for forwarding fake mails or fake things, fake videos. You have to use it for the right thing. Just recently I watched a movie, it is a documentary, and The Social Dilemma. I think everyone should watch it. It's a very nice movie. It's a very nice documentary. You using all the Google, and you will find all the Google, Microsoft, Facebook, their ex-employees, and they have made a very nice movie, and it's all about social dilemma. Why the young generation is in a social dilemma. We all are in a social dilemma because we cannot. They have developed codes. They have developed, Facebook has developed codes, and they have encrypted our, they know more than what you know about yourself. So let's not do that. Let's use it in a better way. Let's use it for a positive thing. So seek informational interviews. There are so many interviews available on vault.com or youtube.com. You can always explore these tools. You can go to vault.com, youtube.com, just seek for informational interviews. So you can find interviews there. Offer volunteer for more on the job learnings. So this is a time when you have opportunity to go to explore new things. So you can go for on the job learnings. For example, you can go to an NGO and offer some technology development. Maybe you can offer, if you are an engineer, you are a software engineer, and you can develop some software for a small NGO around your home or around your college. So, or you can develop something for your college. So think out of the box. Volunteer for public services, waste management, social problems. Apply for competitions and internships. This is an opportunity for you. This time is an opportunity for you because you have got very limited classes. You don't have to attend the classes. You have extra time. This is the best use of the pandemic. So third one is opt for higher education. Definitely this is an option for you. If you don't want to continue with any career right now, you can study further. This is always an option. You can go for a PG degree or a PhD or any certification online course. Okay, you can go for any certification online course. Learn a foreign language, an Indian language or a foreign language. This is the right opportunity. You can go for a foreign language learning German, French, any such language. This will definitely help you. If the pandemic, once the pandemic subsides, you can use this your tool. You can use it in your CV, and maybe you can get an opportunity in a German company. So focus on employability skills, communication skills, and critical thinking. I'll be taking up more on skills later in my presentation. So you focus more on employability skills. Like, for example, take a certification course on coding, Python coding, culinary arts, maybe as for your interest, data sciences. Critical thinking is a very important soft skill. This will enable you in making your career further in your organization, wherever you join. So let's move forward. Change your focus. Don't be focused only on your engineering thing. Okay, this is the only skill you got. Change your focus from that. Shift focus from entry-level jobs to skill application. You have to shift your focus. For example, you are a civil engineer, you will be focusing only on construction things. No, don't do that. Opt for a technology which will aid in construction applications. So your skill is there, but you have to think about different applications available which can enrich your job when you are doing your job. So how can you be different from the rest of the people in the batch? So that is the most important thing. Divert your strengths in the right direction. So you need to divert your strengths in the right direction. Become Gen Z entrepreneurs. this is the best option available. You can become entrepreneurs. You have technology with you, you have know-how with you, you have skills with you. And if at all somebody has a business setup, in a home business setup can be a perfect example right now. If you have a home business setup, then get into it. You can be an entrepreneur. This is the best time for that. So you have to change your focus. Don't just think about, oh, this is the placement agency coming to me, I will be going for this placement only. No, you have to shift your focus. Use your analytical skills in editing a scientific paper or journal. So this is one of the things which you can do. You can always help your seniors in editing a scientific paper. You will get a knowledge, and also you will add up to your technology aspect as well. Finally, build resilience. You don't lose heart over what you don't have, but hone the skills and strengths you possess. Polish your weak points. Don't neglect your physical and mental health at the same time. So now we'll take the industry perspective. What employers want. This was something which earlier we were talking about all those things which you can do. Now I'll tell you what the industry wants. What is the industry perspective? What does the employer want? So post-COVID, there will be lots of workplace transformation. But there are three factors basically which will be leading to transformation in industry. You need to understand, since you will be joining any industry or any workplace, there will be many transformation in the workplaces. For example, so agility, planning and execution will be different. Every organization will have to be more agile. They will have to work more on planning and execution and how things could work out properly once the pandemic subsides. Digital transformation. Everywhere you will find digital transformation. Every single product and services which we will be using will be digital. So you need to focus more on that digital aspect. Work from home culture will be it is very common nowadays. Work from home culture. Even my company, I'll tell you, my company, Power Grid Corporation, is a public sector undertaking. We never had a work from home culture because we don't have that type of work environment. We don't have that type of work structure because we couldn't work from home. But right now we are doing it. So whenever there is a need, there can be options available. So this will be the culture which will be adopted later. So what happens? What work from home culture will do, it will promote social distancing. Travel time will be reduced, has been reduced. I'll tell you, on an average 600 hours we spend total in a year in travel time. On an average 2 hours per day of any one person's time is spent on traveling. So if you calculate entire thing in terms of money, time and energy which is being wasted, we have 600 hours wastage in a year, which accumulates to a lot of money. So that has been reduced with work from home culture. Occupancy relates to the occupancy in the offices. Occupancy has been reduced, the lease of office and all these things. You don't need to pay for that. So definitely you are reducing the carbon footprints. Pollution is reduced because you're not going to the office, less number of vehicles on the road. So these are the things which are going to change post COVID, and it has changed because this is which we are being adopted. We have adopted all these things now in our workplaces. I'll tell you about few industries which will be adopting this transformation. These are the industries which you can focus upon. Digitization. Digitization is one of the most important industry which will need people right after COVID, because we have nowadays everyone wants to make digital payment. We don't want to use hard money. We don't want to use rupiah and paisa, and we don't want, because it will be traveling through different hands. We want to use it through Paytm, Google Pay. We want to use UPI. Even the government is promoting Digital India. So this is one of the industry which will be very useful, which will see a lot of transformation post COVID. Next is cloud computing. Now big companies put everything on cloud, so you can have a know-how of cloud computing, and even sales and marketing will be going on cloud, because earlier cloud was only used for big data things, but nowadays Everything is put on cloud so that anywhere, everywhere you can access the things. Third is cybersecurity. Definitely, if you're going for digitization, if you're going for online payments, online everything online, then you need cybersecurity. This is one of the areas where you can develop your career in cybersecurity. You can learn different type of cyber security tools, learn about them. You can have specialized trainings on this. So this is one of the industries which will adopt transformation. Online education, definitely you all are well versed with this. Then we have e-commerce. E-commerce is very most booming sector right now, because I mean we are not going online. We are not going from B2B to e-commerce will also move from B2C to B2B. B2B is business to business. Now most of the business opportunities will also go through e-commerce, online shopping. First of all, customers were using the online shopping portal. Now businesses will use the online shopping portal. So e-commerce is a boom. Definitely, it will see a transformation. Healthcare sector already has seen a transformation in COVID era. Post-COVID, this is going to be very important sector. Content designing. Content designing is whatever is the content which a company has on its web, like videos, the emails, the different type of newsletters. So this is one of the area where transformation will be seen. Insurance sector, everybody is so much risk averse, right? Nobody risk averse right now. Nobody wants to risk their lives. They are more considerate about their families, about their workplaces also. So insurance sector will see a boom, because companies will get insured, houses will get insured, families will get insured. So this sector definitely will need a transformation. Logistics management, since we are talking about e-commerce, so definitely logistics department will be the most benefited because of it. The e-commerce sector will boom. Logistics will, they will, in a way, logistics will get benefited. So coding and robotics, this is one area which already has its effect, its impact on the healthcare sector. Coding and robotics now will be used even in office situations, in industries like in car manufacturing. You will use robots. It's already being used, but now again, this, because we are dehumanizing many workplaces. We don't want people, we want robots. So if you have a knowledge of coding and robotics, it is definitely going to help you. Now, what is the option available for you? Bridge the gap. So what's next? Bridge the gap and grab. We want you. So you just need the right type of, just need to understand the industry which you need to focus upon, the changes which are going to take place in the industries. You need to bridge that gap. And so what is the next? What do you need? And the question arises, what do you need? How are you going to bridge that gap? You just need the right skills for that. Let me tell you about two types of skills which are basically required for any job. Hard skills and soft skills. Hard skills are subject matter expertise. Whatever you are learning, your civil engineering, your mechanical engineering, or your software engineering, the software skills you have, the Python coding knowledge you have, they are hard skills. Data and technical skill, math and statistical knowledge, they are all your hard skills. What is soft skills? Why do we need soft skills? We need soft skills because industries want that. We as an employer would not want only an engineer. We would want an empathetic engineer. So we need soft skills. How you have a problem solving ability? Do you have a storytelling ability? Do you have a collaborative ability? Are you curious to know few things? Because some days, today you are an engineer, tomorrow you will be the boss. So communication, creativity, all these things are soft skills. Let's move ahead. Hard skills, as I told you, they are acquired through formal education and training programs. Example, computer programming, writing mathematics, law, legal knowledge, etc. are hard skills. Job successfully typically requires combination of hard skills and soft skills. What are soft skills? Soft skills are personal attributes that allow us to effectively relate to others. Okay, like collaboration, like creativity, curiosity. This means we neglect to develop. Sometimes we develop so much our hard skills, we don't develop our soft skills. We neglect them. But let me tell you, an equal balance of hard skills and soft skills is the one which will get you a job. Let me tell you about the 5 top skills which will be required post 2020. We are talking about 2020 as a COVID pandemic year. No, this is a pandemic year. So creativity will be one, collaboration, persuasion, adaptability, emotional intelligence. These are the 5 soft skills which will be required, which is required even today, and which will be very much required post 2020. I hope you understand all these things: creativity, collaboration, how well you collaborate with your colleagues, with your bosses, with your even with your peers. So persuasion. An employer always want to know if you can answer the question why. If you are able to answer to my why, then you are able to, you are good for me. This is what is the perspective, employer's perspective. So you should be persuasive. You should be adaptable in different situation. You should learn to adapt yourself. For example, I'll give you a very small example in this. We were not prepared for this pandemic. We were not prepared for this lockdown. So suddenly it was announced, and we were just asked not to come to the office. Now, if we would not adapt to that situation and we started working from home, we didn't have any files with us. We are the people who work with files all around us. We are the people but we started working from home. So we switched to adapt. Adapted ourselves to the changing work environment. We helped ourselves in that in some ways. So, initially we had a problem, but then we settled down properly, and now we are managing work from home very effectively. Emotional intelligence is very important. So I have just shown a picture of emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence all about? It's self-awareness, motivation, empathy, social skills, self-regulation. It is a combination of all these things. You should be very well versed in emotional intelligence, self-awareness, motivation, empathy. You should have empathy. You should have social skills. You should know how to interact with others. You should understand the emotions of others, and then you should understand your emotions in vis-a-vis the emotions of others. What are the hard skills required post 2020? Blockchain. Blockchain is basically for cryptocurrency. Whenever we are using currency, this is one of the tools which is used as a cyber security measure. Blockchain, cloud computing, definitely it will be required post 2020. Analytical reasoning, data analysis and strategic thinking. It is the most important tool which most of the companies will be needing. Analytical reasoning. If you are good in analytical reasoning, anybody will take you. Why people from IIM are taken so easily when they are taken with so nice packages? Why? Because they are very good at analytical reasoning. Skills everybody has, knowledge everybody has, but analytical reasoning is one thing which you need to focus upon. Artificial intelligence, very important. Tomorrow everything will be on AI. You should be well versed with AI. Then UX design is one area where everything is being developed. So this is one area where you can acquire hard skill. Another hard skill is business analysis. Everybody wants a person who can very well develop a business case. So you should have an analysis of the business you're working for. So this is one area where you need to learn. Affiliate marketing is basically marketing between partnerships or influencers that are hyper targeted to a particular audience. So this is one area where hard skills will be required. Sales, definitely. Sales has always been there, and sales is the only thing which drives the business. So you can always be very versed in sales. It will always be required in every year. Scientific computing like Python, MATLAB, video production. So these are the hard skills which will be required in 2020. Let's move forward. Just let me tell you about few things about future work trends which will be happening post-COVID. Increase in remote working, I had already taken. Expanded data collection. We will need more and more data. Contingent worker expansion. So there will be contingent workers will be asked more, because rather than regular worker, people will focus more on contingent worker, part-time workers. So that will be, these are the future work trends which I'm talking about. Expanded employer role as safety net. So people will look up to employer, people will look up for social security. So employer will build more on social security schemes. Separation of critical skills and roles. Critical skills will be separated and your other skills will be separated. Dehumanization of employees, as I told you, more and more robotics and coding will be introduced. We will not want human intervention in every step. Emergence of new top tier employers. So at this point of time, you can see which employer is the best to go for, because who is working more for their employees. So that then we can find the best employers right now. Transition from designing for efficiency to designing for resilience. Increasing in organizational complexity. So these are the future work trends post-COVID. Similarly, this is there. You can just have a look. Recognition of skills other than office politics, hybrid working model, technology-driven workspaces, strengthens remote working policies, promotion of flexible work hours, virtual meetings to replace in-person meetings, prioritization of social impacts, focus shifts to impact-driven work. So you're working from home. You have to have an idea of all these things. These are the work trends which is going to affect you post COVID-19. So this is all I wanted to present before you, and I would like to end with this note. You have a success spell, whether you want a job or a business. Just a good luck to you all. And it's a very famous saying is this: sometimes opportunities come to those who are at the right place and at the right time. However, the true success comes only to those who persist. So all the best to all of you, and I'm open to queries. Dr. Parvez, this was a short presentation from my side. My presentation is over now. We can take queries from the participants.
Yes, any queries is there? You can put that query in the Q&A box. That box is available, live event box. So you can always put a query. And some queries are there visible. You can just look out at the box itself.
Okay, I'll just check. Yeah. Please ask your query. Is there any place to brush up our soft skills? Okay, I'll take to these queries. Is it possible I can answer it later on? I'll take these queries and I'll note down because because I need to explore this and I'll revert back to you.
Revert back. He will be mailed accordingly, right? Any query? I guess no query has been there.
But I can answer to Mr. Athar. Is there any place to brush up our soft skills? See, soft skills. For soft skill brushing, there are, if you really want to learn, if you learn how to brush up if you want to learn on that, if you are already working in an organization, then your organization definitely has behavioral programs to inculcate soft skills we do behavioral programs so that our employees inculcate those habits, because a fresher who is joining, they don't have so much soft skill in them. At the time of hiring, we only check the hard skills, we don't check the soft skills. So you have so many programs available nowadays, live everywhere it is available, where you can go for that. We have so many online trainings available. You can focus on one particular aspect of your personality. For example, you want to work on leadership development, so you can go for an online class on leadership development. One option is that you can go for a live webinar on that, or you can explore different write-ups available on leadership. So these are the things where you can do. You can explore soft skills.
Some other queries has come. One query is, will you please show back the slides of advantages of online WFH? I don't know. I mean, what is this? Work from home, right?
All right. I'll show that. Work from home. What it promotes social distancing, travel time, occupancy, and reduces pollution. Sorry. Can you see that?
Yeah. Okay, another question is, have online intern.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question is, have online internship grown in importance?
Have online internship grown in importance? Online internships are presently, I don't think it is going on. Online internships grown in importance. It will have an importance in the future, because everybody is aware that we want social distancing. We don't want to have people sitting right across us, and we are mentoring people who are sitting right across us. No, we will not promote that. When we have a work from home culture, we will definitely promote online internship. This lecture could have been easily organized in MUJ faculty, but we are having an online interaction. Why? Because we are promoting online. Everything is we are being promoted on an online platform. So I think definitely it is going to gain importance in the coming times. Although many companies have not yet started with online internships because we are still understanding the thing right now, but it will definitely gain an importance. Dr. Parvez, can we start with the Q&A, the question?
The same thing I'm putting in. All the
Well,
Q&A has already been there. Is it showing there also? Is it visible to you?
I wanted to make that Kahoot thing live.
Okay. You can do that.
Yeah.
You can do.
So there is a small. I just wanted a feedback from the participants. So again, you will have to do. You have to open Kahoot.it on your mobile phone or any other device which you have right now. Kahoot.it. You need to open that. And let's start a quiz. I just want to see how many of you were actually attending the presentation. It's all from the presentation. So you will have to open Kahoot.it and the game pin is available here. 2826253. 2826253. You need to just go to Kahoot.it and put the game pin there. In your mobile phone, you can use it on the browser, any browser which you have an alternate device available. And enter your name and then we'll start the quiz. We'll see how many of you have attended, if you have attentively, you were there, present there during the session.
It's easy questions, right?
These are very easy, all from the slides. You can write your name. It will be easy for the assessment. I'm not getting participants. Why people are not joining in? Okay. Can you see the screen, Dr. Parvez?
Yes, it is there.
Okay, so
coming.
You can see, people are joining. Yes.
Please,
students
and participants.
Then I'll start. Yeah.
Students and participants, I request you to please join Kahoot. It's easy questions, so no need to worry. Just open up Kahoot.in on your mobile.
I can see people joining. We'll wait for 2 minutes and then we'll start.
Okay.
Okay. People are joining still.
Please join. Don't hesitate.
Hi, it's not a test.
Don't get inhibited. Please join. No need to worry.
Yeah, it's only 10 question quiz. It's not a big thing. I mean, and all from the slides. Even the clues you can get from the slides. Okay, I think we can start because we already have 15 participants.
Okay.
Okay. So let's start. This is the question available on the screen. You have to answer it on your mobile phone. The question is also there on the top. All those who are born between 1995-2020 are called. Answer it from your mobile phone or from the device you have been.
You can repeat Gen Z, post millennials.
All those who are born between 1995 to 2020 are called. You have to answer from your device. Okay, time is up. So we got only 3 responses. And the correct answer was all of the above. All right, next question, let's go. So we can see the scoreboard. Nobody got any points in this. All right. Next question is the skill which helps show you how your strengths can complement those of your colleagues. Question is on the screen. Answer from your mobile phone. Only 8 answers I've got. 10 answers. Time is up. So the correct answer was collaboration. How you this is the skill which you will be required, which explains how your strengths can complement those of your colleagues in reaching a common goal. This is collaboration. Okay, this is a soft skill. This question is answered to the one who has asked me how to get soft skills. First, you should understand what is this soft skill. If you do that, then you already have this skill. Okay, so I think we got Aditya. Aditya has answered it correctly. Okay, the next question is it true or false? Computer programming skills are soft skills. Just have to give true or false.
This is the easiest one.
Yeah, this is easy. Even you know it. I'm getting answers also. The fastest one will be the winner. Oh, I got so many answers. Computer programming is definitely a hard skill. I had told you. So it's false. So let's see the score. Aditya has not answered. I think Ridit has got the highest point now. Let's move ahead. Next question is again true and false. Machine learning and design thinking are basic technology to grow on. Basic technology. I told you about basic and future. I gave you a hint. True or false?
अच्छा अच्छा मैम ज्वाइन कर लीजिए तो अच्छा रहेगा.
12, 14 answers.
Okay. Okay.
We have a new winner, Mohammed. Okay, next question. In work from home culture, what is stop? I told you about stop. So you just have to put the right answer. What is stop? Look on the screen and answer from your mobile. He got 7 answers. All right, the correct answer is social distancing, travel time, occupancy, and pollution.
Yes, Farah, it may be because of the lagging and all.
Yeah, might be.
Yes.
Okay, we'll just move on. Building resilience is one aspect you need to focus on while mapping career trends. True or false? You need to be fast in this game. Fastest figure first kind of thing. All right, so it is true. Yes, you need to build resilience. So we see the score again. Good. Let's move ahead. I think this is the third last question. Critical thinking involves critical thinking. What is critical thinking? There was a picture, small picture on my slide. All right, the correct answer is critical thinking. Oh, sorry. Problem, thinking, solution. Okay. Again, we have new scores. Second last. It's a hard skill sought by employers post-COVID. True or false? Emotional intelligence. Very good. So we'll see the score quickly and then we'll move ahead. Mahima has the maximum score. Very good. Now, second last question. Dehumanization of employees will be one of the future work trends post-COVID. True or false? Okay, very nice. So again, Mahima, very good. Last question. Average age of Indians is? I think this is easy to answer. All right. So we'll have the final winner. Let's see who is it. Sandy is third. Mohammed is second. And I think it's Mahima.
Mahima Sharma. Congratulations, all of you.
Runners, Aditya
Mahima,
and
Sandy, and Mohammed.
Right, sir. Okay, Dr. Parvez, over to you. It's all from my
Okay.
side. Thank you very much.
All right.
I'll stop sharing my screen.
So,
If anybody has any query, you can just write the email.
I'll be okay. I'll be
Write
great.
your email ID and send it to me.
They can send it to me, and I'll email you. Right?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your insightful lecture. Now, I'd like to thank all of you, especially Mr. Fraziba, for delivering such an excellent and informative talk on the issue most relevant to the prospective students, especially final year students who are set with starting of their long professional career in this year or year ahead. I'm confident that all attendees must have benefited indeed. I'm indeed thankful to our director, ma'am, Professor Bhavna Tripathi, ma'am, HOD, ma'am, Meena Kumari Sharma, and especially Dr. Harshavardhana, who has cooperated me much, and all staff members and all participants for their support, motivation on organizing this webinar. A sincere thanks to all. We are indeed looking forward to such talks in future. Hopefully we'll meet again in next webinar soon with more on the current academic issues. Thank you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. So this will end the this webinar. Thank you very much, Mrs. Zeba.
Thank you.